Hi, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the second most important part of the REO investing business, right? Uh, Last week we talked about the first most important parts, and that was the cash buyers. And so today we're going to talk about the deals, and the deals come from the real estate agents. Okay, and and the the real estate agents are the ones that are holding, I guess, you know, ho holding all of these properties because almost all of the banks list their properties with real estate agents. Okay, it's I don't know if there's ever a case where I don't know if there's ever a case where the banks the banks don't list it with an agent. Uh, they list it just themselves. I think almost always they'll list it with an agent. And so so the REO listing agents are the key to finding these deals. And so we want to build relationship with these agents, and we want to go directly to them. Okay. We want to let them know that we are cash buyers, and that we want we don't have an agent. We don't care to have an agent. We want them to have their full commission. And so you know and so we want to work with them and have them send us their deals. And a lot of these agents, they have what they call pre-list, which is a list of properties a few days before they list it on the MLS. And sometimes the pre-list sometimes the pre-list is pretty early. Like we had a list that had even properties before they even foreclose on the property. So like they're just getting ready to foreclose on the property. They haven't even foreclosed on it yet, and our agent's already letting us know about it, about what's coming. And so and so some of these deals that you get from the agents come very, very early. Okay. And dealing with REOs, the best place to find these deals is just on the MLS. Once once you identified once you have identified the top the top market, I guess, the top zip codes that you are the top five zip codes that you are focusing on. If you are in a case like my case, for example, where there's a lot of properties here, and so so we only care to focus on a very few zip codes. But if you are in a if you you know if hold on here. If you are in, if if you're in an area where there's not a lot of properties, and you're just going after you need to go after I guess several different um, need to go after several different zip codes, and that's fine too. But what's important is that whether you focus in on a few zip codes or you're focusing on the whole city, you want to find you want to find who are your top real estate agents and start building relationship with those people. Right? There's two types of people that's going to bring you a lot of deals. Either the top listing agents because they have a lot of listings, or the smaller agents who are very hungry and very interested in working with investors. A lot of time you find these agents going to investor networking meetings and stuff. They have listing, their office have listings, but but they they're more hungry, so they're actively out there seeking for investors to work with. And so so both of those types of agents are really really good for you to find. Okay. And and so the MOS is one of the places that you can go to. Uh, MOS is one of those places that you can go to find these deals. Another place you can go is by logging into our dodeals.com site and log into our dodeals.com site, and you see the foreclosure leads here. Okay, and so here's another way that you can find these leads as well. Okay, uh, of course, if you look in the MOS, then you have a lot more detailed data on the property. But depending on your situation, if you don't have access to the MOS, then this will be a good place for you to find them. And then another place you can find these deals is by finding the real estate agents who specialize in listing REOs. What we have done is since we have database of all of these foreclosure listing agents, we created this directory. If you go to more and go to REO agents directory, you will find depending on the market area that you have set in your profile, and if you need to, you can just change it when something's not working right here. Okay, so it's finding. Let me go change my market area. Looks like it's oh, okay. All right, so here it lists all of the agents, right? So if you search, for example, let's say I want Texas, I want Houston, right. Houston, and let's say I want to search by the agents with the most amount of leads and sort in that order. I can then click on submit here. Okay. And right, and so it goes and find me, there's 186 of them in Houston that lists properties in Houston at least, and it gives me their name and their email and their phone number. Right, so you can contact these agents and build relationship with them. Contact all these agents and build relationship with them, and they will be they will be great asset for you in feeding you leads. And there's tons and tons of them that you can build relationship with. All right, if you sort by date, that will give you that will give you the ones that I think I need to go to Texas. That will give you all the ones that have current listings. Because if you sort by number of leads, then they age, then it might not be as current. Houston. Oh man, Texas, Houston. I want to sort by date. My date will give me all of the current. It will sort by the most current listing agents that have current properties right now. And so you can you can sort it either way. Okay, so we made it easy for you by doing this, so that way you don't have to search through the MOS or search through each leads to find these agents. You can just copy and paste all of the contact information here, and send them an email or give them a call and start building relationship with them. Is that easy for you guys? Okay, and so how you get here is you go to more and REO agents directory, right? When you click on this more, you have a lot of other tools here available to you. So make sure you guys play around with that. But REO agents directory is here, okay? And a number of leads just means that you know the number of leads that are in our system under the, you know, that they list in our system for the last 6 months. So it's not brand new, but you know, it's good enough, all right? All right. And so that's another great way for you guys to find these agents. And like I said, you know, build relationship with them. Let them know you're a cash buyer, and you're not working with a buyer's agent. You want them to be your buyer's agent, so that way they can have the full commission. You know, you make money on the deals, and so you don't care about the commission. Okay. You know, once you build relationship with these agents, they're gonna send you deals, okay? And you need to be able to pre-screen these deals very quickly, and preferably if they can set you up a notification, so that way when the deals match match your criteria, that the system will automatically send you send you an email notification on those leads, okay? And so you have to know what is the dollar, what is the average dollar per square foot sold in that area, whether it's that subdivision or that zip code, depending on how targeted you get into that neighborhood. And then you want to know what is the lowest dollar per square foot sold as well, right? Because that that gives you a really good idea into if anything, what you might be able to sell your property for. Okay, so when you make your offers, if you can make it a little bit less than this lowest, so you assume that the lowest dollar per square foot sold is the amount that you're going to be able to sell the property for. So then make your offer a little bit less than that, for your profit margin. And so that way, if you can sell it for more than that, that's great, right? Because that's our goal. We're going to try to sell for more than that, but at least we know that is the that's probably an amount that we that we can sell it for pretty easily, right? And pretty quickly. And so not only do you want to know the retail value of these properties in these neighborhoods, you also want to know what the rental value is in these in these neighborhoods as well. Okay, how much they're renting for, because when you're selling to these landlords, a lot of them hold them for as rental property, so they're looking for cash flow, and you have to have a way that they will be able to have a positive cash flow from doing these deals. If they don't have a positive cash flow, then they're less likely to want to they're less likely to want to buy it from you. So you got to know those information. And one of the ways that you can find, if you don't if you don't have an agent that you work with,
welcome to GoToWebinar.
If you don't have an agent that you work with, or if you don't have access to the MLS, one of the things you can do is you can use the county tax appraised value. Unless you know for sure that your county, that you're in a county where the county tax appraised value is very low or something, or is very not very accurate, then you're not going to be able to use that. But in a lot of cities, the county tax appraised value is pretty close to the value of the property, and so so if you don't, if you can't get comps from the MOS, you can use the county tax appraised value to give you an idea. All right, I'll give you an example here. So uh, I'm here at the Harris County tax appraised value, and I'm going to do an what happened to my internet? Okay. Oh yeah, right here. All right. So I'm gonna do an advanced real property search. Okay. Every county is a little bit different. So, your county might not have a search just like mine, but I'm showing this to you to give you an idea on what you can do on yours. Okay. So so let's say I want to find out a zip code, right? 77083, for example. Okay. And I want, I want the, what is my, okay, total square footage here. Let's say I'm looking for properties that are, around 1,200 square feet, right? Plus or minus, I want it to be plus or minus 10% of 120 would be 100. I want plus or minus 15% or so. I want to do plus or minus 200, but I'll just choose 15 for now. Okay. And so, so what I could do, and I know 083 is going to give me a lot of, might give me a lot of properties here, but I'm going to search and see. Okay. So it returns for me like 898 records here. So what I would then do is I would then, you see how all of these market value, okay? I would copy and paste this data into an Excel file, and then I would average all of this up. All right, so I would add up all of the market value here and divide it by this 898. No, I'm sorry, not that. I'll add up all of the market value, and I'll also add up all of the square feet, and I'll divide that to get the average dollar per square foot. And so that I know that any properties between 1,000 square feet to 1,400 square feet, the estimated value for it is around that average amount. All right, so I'm not going to look at one property, because you see here, you have this property that the value is way low, and then you have this property, the value is very high. And so by averaging them like that, and I would omit this pending and the zero, right? Don't average those up. But if you average the rest of them up, it'll give you a pretty pretty good idea on what the dollar per square foot value is for that for that zip code. You guys got that? Okay. It's important for you to know the average dollar per square foot, so that way you can very quickly calculate the value. Um, you want to you want to know, because once the property get listed on the MLS, right? You're going to have the notification set up, so that way whenever that property shows up and it's within, say, it's within 75% of what you think the retail value is, then that property will then alert you, so you know that it's a property that you can make an offer on. Okay, because that means that their asking price was already, you know, it's low enough, I guess, that you should be jumping on it. And um, so it's, once you know all of these data, like I said, setting up that notification is really, really important for your business. So that way you don't have to look at every single property. You can if you want to, but you don't have to look at every single property. You can just look at all of the ones that get notified. And so what we do is, once um, here with the Harris County, no, not the Harris, the Houston MOS. They when they send us these notification, they send us to a web page that we can save. And so what we do is, my virtual assistants will then run comps on those properties that show up there, and and then save it as a possible leads. And then my acquisition manager would then look at all of the ones that are under the possible leads, and and look at the comps and make offers on those accordingly. And once the properties that he make an offer on, he will set it to favorite. Let me see if I can get that. Actually, hold on here. Let me see. I can get a link to show you guys sort of what it looks like. Okay, hold on. Okay. Um, I can't find the link right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'll probably show it to you guys next time. I can't find the. Let me see if I had bookmarked it somewhere. Because I'm not the one that check these leads on a regular basis, so I have to find the link. Um, Let me see. I can't find the link right now, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, just ask your agent. They should, they they should be able to set up the notification for you. If they don't know how to set up the notification, tell them to contact the MOS, and they, because some agents, they've never set up these notifications before, and so they might not know how to do it. And if they don't know how to do it, just ask them to just ask them how to contact the MOS technical support and ask how to do it. Okay. Richard asked, I did exactly what you just did, but I did it from past 6 months sales and then got high, low, and average. Why do we need to do it on assessed value? We only need to do it on assessed value if you didn't have access to the MOS. So Richard, that was just applicable for people who currently not working with an agent or don't have access to the MOS. So if you have access to MOS already, then you don't need to worry about this counting tax appraised value. Okay. Yeah. No need to say sorry. Okay. Carlo asks, how about knowing our buyers? Do we have to look at each those properties, purchased properties, to know what they're buying? Yeah, I mean, you can look at if you look at the sold comps on from the MLS, you can learn a lot about what type of properties those buyers are buying. Okay, and when you talk to them, you can ask them too. I ask them, um, about what type of properties they are buying. Okay. All right. So the the way that you're gonna find which deals are good deals, first and foremost is start with the low hanging fruits, and those low hanging fruits are the ones that the asking price is already um, lower than what the value of the property is. Like I said, if you find properties that are listed at 75%, or or less of of what you think the value is for the property, then those are low hanging fruits that you can go after. Okay, and and so those are the deals that you need to act very quickly and move very quickly on. Um, Properties that needs a lot of repairs are also your low hanging fruits as well, because with those properties you're not competing with retail buyers. Okay. Um, and let me see here. And then another type of properties that are good is when you see status change. Like you see a property that goes from pending to active. That means that it just fell out of contract. Somebody had a contract, so it went on pending, but because they weren't able to close on it, it fell out of contract, and so therefore now it's a potential deal that you can make an offer on. Okay, and whenever a property falls out of contract, the sellers get pretty motivated, and so the bank get more motivated, and they'll be more willing to negotiate with you. Okay, um, and also too, when a property goes from active to pending, uh, if it's in your farm area, don't ignore it. Just tell that agent, it's like, hey, if the property falls apart, or if not the property fall, if the contract doesn't go through, to let you know you're still interested in making an offer on it. Okay. And also when you see a property changes in price, it's another time when you need to be making offers on it. And banks will change their price depending on the bank and how motivated they are. um, some of them will change the price every 30 days. They'll lower their price every 30 days. And some will take longer. But whenever there's a price change, that means that they want to move that property, and so make sure you get notified by that and make offers on that. Okay. Also, let me see here. Ronald asked, that 75% or less minus repairs. No, just 75%, because at this point, when you're setting up the notification, you don't know how much the repairs is yet. And so you just do it 75%. I mean, depending on the repair, that may or may not mean any deal, but at least you know that there's some discount there, and whenever there's discount, you have a chance of negotiating that price down. So that 75% is just the percentage. Uh, it's just the percentage, just to set up the notification to get properties, to get notified when those properties are available. Okay. James asks, is the is there a percentage that the banks are accepting to go lower than their list price? James, there's really no strict guidelines or rules on that. It really depends on the bank's motivation. And there's if the bank is in trouble, right? Like just like you know, so like there's this report from FDIC that they sent out when on the situation, because there's a lot of banks that go out of business in today's market. And so when a bank is in financial trouble, then they are much more likely to negotiate a lot more uh, on their asking price, than if the banks that are not in trouble. Okay, and yeah, out. Um, yeah, I mean, there's this company called Debunker, debanker.com, no, not com, .com, .biz, DEBANKER.biz. Okay, and I have access to. Let me see. Let me try to find my report here. So, um, so I have access to that report where when the banks, let me find the report for us. When, let's see here. The banker reports. All right. I'm going to open this up so that way you guys can actually see what I am talking about here. Okay. So when a bank is in trouble, they are much more likely to they are much more likely to be willing to discount. Have you guys gotten an email from us? Well, let me see here. James, you never got the email on the report, James? I'll make sure you guys get that then. All right, so I pulled this report for Texas. Right, if you guys are not in Texas, then you get the report for whatever state that you're in from this website here, thebanker.biz. Their subscription, I think it was like $30 or $40 a month. I forgot what it was, but what it is that it tells me, any banks that are in this yellow thing right here are banks that are negotiable, right? That are willing to negotiate on. And so like Chase, right? And Chase is a national bank, and so Bank of America, they're willing to negotiate. Wells Fargo here, a lot of these are national guys, and so they have properties all over the place. Citibank here, they're in the green, so they wouldn't make a good candidate to give us discounts. Let me see here. Oh, what bank is this? Citibank, okay. US Bank is down here near the red, so they would also be a possible candidate. The yellow is the best. When they get into red, that means they can't afford to discount the property anymore. There's something weird that was that, but Capital One is a good one. This is for the first quarter of 2010 here, and so if I was now that we're in now that we're in July, we should be able to get the second quarter pretty soon to tell us the condition of of these banks. So you get the idea here, but the point being here is that when the bank is motivated, when the bank is in financial trouble, just like a homeowner is, then they're a lot more motivated to negotiate with us on prices. So so it's good to also focus to go after specific banks, and make offers on those as well. All right, days on market. Typically once the property has been on the market, and especially in today's market, once a bank has been in the market for 30 days already, they are much more willing to negotiate on the price now. And if the property has been on the market for like 5 to 6 months, they are a lot more interested in lowering the price, like drastically lowering the price. Okay, and so the longer it stays on the market, the more they are willing to negotiate on the price. And so but once a property goes past 30 days, you should be making offers on those properties on a regular basis. Even if they don't accept your offers, a few weeks later, make them an offer again. A few weeks later, make them an offer again. Okay. And so it's so it's important that you pay attention to the days on market. Okay. Let me see here. Carlo asked, the listing agents don't show and REO agents do not tell us which bank is the seller. Yeah, normally, we will find out which bank is in trouble, and then we find their website. We find their website on Google. Find the bank's website. Look for look for the listings on their website, and then we get that address and we search on the MLS, and that's so we kind of like, it's a manual process. So you have to first find the property, right? Find the bank's website that has listings, and then find that property on the MLS, and then make an offer on it. Okay. For those of you who are in the West Coast area, there's a website called Foreclosure Radar, foreclosureradar.com. It's a monthly subscription service, but they let you search based on the bank's name to find out which listings they have. And that is the only website that I know of that lets you search based on bank's name. All of the other websites that I know of, you have to, nobody shows the bank's name, because it's much harder to get leads that way. So they just don't show it. So let me see here. All right, so how to make the offers? You just make the offers over the phone. You don't need to type up the contract or anything like that. You just make the offer over the phone. You let the agent know that you want, you don't have a buyer's agent. You want them to keep 100% of the commission. Okay, and so just make your offer. Let them know it's a private money or hard money lender, but it's just like cash. Okay, so you're not actually making them a an actual cash offer, because if you say that it's an actual cash offer, they'll want you to put up more earnest money. And so you want to minimize the amount of earnest money that you have to put up. So just tell them it's a hard money lender offer, but it works just like cash. Okay, where it's different from a conventional lender, from a normal bank. It's not contingent on the loan is not contingent on the credit application. It's just strictly based on the assets, the property. Okay. Let them know you can close very quickly. Once you have your cash buyers already, you can tell them that you can close as quick as you can close as soon as they are ready. And so a lot of time we tell them that over the phone. When we make our offer, we say, yeah, we can close as soon as you are ready, as soon as the title's ready. And so when we tell them that, they love that. But don't tell them that if you don't have a cash, if you don't have your cash buyers lined up yet, and you still need to market the property and find a cash buyer, then that might not be a good thing for you to say. Then in that case, then just give yourself 14 to 21 days. I try to keep it under 30 days because most buyers, when they make offers for 30 days. And so you want to be different from those buyers, and so you want to keep it less than 30 days. So if you can put like 14 or 21 days, that's fine. Right? If you can't find a buyer in that time frame, chances are you offer too much on that property. And the way these wholesaling works is that it's all based on the price. It's all based on the price. If the price is cheap enough, you always find a buyer. And if the price is too high, then that's when you have challenges, with finding buyers. And so if you're, and when you make these offers, the bank by default, they want to use their contract. And when they use their contract, there's always a 7 to 10 days inspection period that's built into that contract. And so during that time is the time that you get to find your buyer. If you can't find a buyer during that time, then you can back out of that agreement and just say that it needed too much repairs after you got it inspected. And you still can buy it, but you would have to renegotiate on the price a little bit in order for you to make it work. Okay, and so make sure you make sure you offer them a good a price that once you know your buyers and know your market, offer them a fair price. Don't try to lowball them and get a really cheap price. Get a price that you're comfortable with making money on. So like, for example, our goal is to make $10,000 on each deal, and so we'll offer them where we'll be able to sell it for $10,000 more, and we're comfortable with that. We don't try to lowball them and try to get it to where we will make 20,000 or 30 or 50,000. If those deals fall in our lap because the asking price is already low, then that's great. But that's not most of the time. And so we try to be pretty reasonable with our offer. And once you make them a verbal offer and they are ready to fill out the contract, they're gonna ask you for proof of funds. And so when they ask you for proof of funds, just go to the due deals members area and click on the due deals cash funding. Due deals cash funding, and click on that, okay? And get yourself a proof of funds letter. Okay. So that way you can submit it with that property. And also what we do when when you get when you make the offer, you don't need to have a copy of the earnest money right away along with your offer. If you do have it, it just makes your offer stronger because they'll see that you are very serious with that. But typically, they'll give you, they'll give you a day or two to send in the earnest money, and so and because they want cashier's check for earnest money, they don't want you to write your personal check. Uh, they prefer to have cashier's check, and so so what we did is this: we we bought the cashier's check, and we make a copy of that cashier's check, and so once our offer get accepted, we'll send them a copy of our cashier's check that we made copies of right away, just so they know how serious we are with that. And then we go and buy a real cashier's check for that particular deal. Okay. And we do that, like I said, it's just so they that they see that we're not wasting our time, that we're on top of this, and they don't care that the actual earnest money cashier check that you give to them is not the exact one that you sent in the copy, once you get the offer accepted. So you don't need to show them the offer of the cashier's check until yeah and until the offer is accepted. Okay. Let me see. Roland asked, do you put your best offer as your first offer? Um, no, we normally offer it a little bit less because we know they're gonna come back and negotiate with us, and then we'll raise it up. But yeah, we normally put our offers a little bit less than what's the best offer we're gonna give them. Not too much less, just just a few $1,000s less. Let me see here. Larry asked, why does due deals proof of funds letter require that the borrower have to be a company and not an individual? It's because the due deals transactional funding charges you 2%, and so 2% for that transaction. Let's say, and this is also applicable to when you borrow money from private lenders as well. If you're gonna pay them 2% per month, that would mean like 24% for the whole year. That falls under usury laws, and so and usury law is applicable to only individuals, not to companies. And so the reason why due deals cash funding requires to be in a company is so that way they can get around that usury law. They can charge you more money, and same thing, so that way you can pay out to your private lenders more than the normal 10% APR, and so that's the reason why it has to be under a company's name to get around the usury law. All right. Let me see here. Richard said, since we're all new to this, we don't know what the appropriate percentage in our market is. Some parts of the USA are probably 50%. I don't think my area is that low. I don't even know what the standard appropriate percentage is here for me. This must be learned by experience. What do you mean percentage? Percentage that your buyers are willing to pay, or what, Richard? I'm not sure what percentage you're talking about. I'll give you an example. I have landlord buyers here in Houston that are willing to pay 75% of repairs 75% of value minus repairs. So if the property is worth 100,000 and it needs $10,000 in repairs, that means that my landlord buyers are willing to pay me $65,000 for that deal. And so my job is to get the property for less than 65,000 so that way I can sell it for 65,000. So it's about knowing your buyers and how much they are willing to pay, and then from there you can then decide how much to offer to the bank, right? So for example, I know my buyers are willing to pay me 65,000 for that deal. Then I know that if I just make my offers to the bank for 50, if the bank accept my offer at 55,000, I'll be pretty happy because I'll make 10 grand on that deal. And so it's not about the percentage to the bank by default. It's how I back my way into it. Okay. All right. Let me see. James asked, are your rehab buyers still looking for 70% less repairs? If a deal doesn't have the large discount, do you pass on it? Like I said, if your buyers are not landlord buyers, they're rehab buyers, they're trying to fix up and sell it retail, then yeah, a lot of those people, they want more discount. So they'll buy it at 65% less repairs or 70% less repairs. And so that won't, and so you would have to find it for cheaper discount. But if you can find cash buyers that are not using hard money, especially buyers that don't need hard money, because it's really the hard money lenders that putting those restriction on, of 65 or 75% of value. I find a lot of time buyers are willing to pay more than that, more than 70% if they have their own money, because then they don't have to worry about the cost of money, right? Because if they borrow money from a hard money lender, there's a lot of cost involved, and so and so that's why they need a bigger discount. But if it's their own cash, then they don't need as big of a discount, and they'll make it work. And so, but I do let deals go that I don't think that I'll be able to find a buyer for it. If I can't find a landlord buyer for it, then I'll negotiate down on the price, or I'll let the deal go. Okay. Once your offer get accepted, it's when the agent's gonna send you the purchase and sales agreement along with any of the addendum that's needed, and then that's when you're gonna sign the addendum as well. Okay. And we talked about this earlier, that it's a good practice for you to submit your repair list along with the offer to justify your offer, but it's not necessary. Okay. And so your job is really easy. You don't need to learn how to fill out the contract. All you have to do is just give it a verbal offer to the agent, to the listing agent. That's it. Okay. And make sure you follow up with these agents. Okay. Just always follow up with them. And if they don't accept your offer that first time, wait a couple weeks later, 2 to 4 weeks later, depending on when they listed the property, and make an offer again. Like I said, if the property been on the market for 30 days and they still haven't sold it yet, there's a higher chance that they're willing to discount some more. So make your offers again and again, because a lot of time these agents, they're working with several different buyers, and so even though you made an offer, they don't remember that you made an offer on it. And so even though they might have lowered down the price less than what your offer amount is, they're still not going to contact you about it unless you follow up with them and tell them to do so. Okay. So yeah, so very very important here for you to for you to follow up. But the first thing is you do need to make an offer, okay? And that's why I put here, asking you shall receive. If you're not making offers, you're not going to get any deals, regardless how great of a deal it might be, right? You'll never get it. And so so it's very important that you make it a goal starting, if you haven't already done it, make it a goal starting today to make at least an offer a day, just one offer a day. I prefer for you to have at least two offers a day, but uh, you know, if you don't have a lot of time, at least make just one offer a day, right? That would give you five offers a week. Out of five offers a week, you probably gonna get one deal, one offer accepted. And so so just make your offers, okay? And in the beginning, you might have to make in the beginning you're probably trying to offer them less, and so you might end up making more offers with getting less of them accepted. But after you work, after you do it for a while, and you build up a good list of buyers that you know for sure will buy from you, and your confident level go up on how much you're willing to spend, then your offer that you make, uh, you'll be a lot more confident that you'll be able to make money on that deal. And so your offer, when you make an offer, it's more precise, I guess. It's yeah, it's more precise to the amount that you would be willing to actually close on the property and make money with it, than your percentage of deals that you offers that you get accepted versus the number of offers that you make, will go up. Okay. For us in our business, yeah, out of every 10 offers that we make, we'll get two accepted. And so that'll give you some guideline there. Okay. All right. And so your homework for this week is to find audio listing agents and start building relationships with them. Okay. Find audio listing agents. Like I said, one easy way to find them is just logging into uh, the Dudios members area and go to this audio agents directory and contact these agents up. Got it? Okay. Contact these agents, let them know that that you're an investor, that you're a cash investor, and you're interested in making offers on the, or you're interested in making offers on the bank on their bank owned properties, and you don't have a buyer's agent. You want to deal with them directly, and so they can keep 100% of the commission. Okay. All right. Richard said, if I have three oil brokers working for me, is it cool with them if all of them know this, or does this industry just like exclusive membership? It's okay if they know it. Remember, you are, you know, you um, not every one of these brokers have listings, have all the listings, okay? And so just make sure that they understand that you don't want them to send you any listings on the MLS. You only want them to send you their listings. And so three brokers will send you three completely sets of listings, three completely sets of properties, because you're only interested in their listings only. Okay. All right. James asked, what is the difference between trustee's deed and trust deed? I'm really not sure what the difference between them are, but I for you just focus on the trust deed. Okay. All right. So what I did was I did a search here on just trust deed, and it shows up. All right. So I have several of them showed up here. And so, and this is for all of the ones in 2010. And I see for Los Angeles 13 that showed up, James. So if you go back a year to find these private lenders, you might be able to find more. And a year would be a good place to go back to narrow search here. A year would be a good place to start. Okay. Um, let me see. Yeah, so to answer your question, Richard, yeah, you can let them know that you're working with multiple oil brokers because each one of them have different properties. Let me try to, but so you can do what I did here, James. Instead of using the Net or Online, just use this Court H instead. It's slower. I guess the database is slower when they do the search, but you can put trust deed in there. Let me click on grantor grantee again here. All right, so I'm gonna put and this is just interest. Let me search equity trust too. They might have a lot more too. So trust deed, and I want to go a year back, so I'm just gonna go 01, 07, 09. Okay. And search. So interest, equity trust, those are the two major companies that you can search for these on. Yeah, it's just their search is kind of slow, so we have to sit here and wait for it. Any other questions, y'all, while we're waiting for this? We're gonna talk um, about private lender, finding private lenders next week, and so don't worry if you don't understand this right now. Your focus for this week is just focus in on uh, what is that? Um, Real estate agents. All right, so James, I got 68 returns here, buddy, for equity trust. So grantor, like all of these people that are under grantor, these are all potential buyers for you. Okay, all of these guys. And the ones that are under grantee here, Poly Family Trust, these are Elizabeth Poly. These are potential private lenders for you. So on the grantee side, they're private lenders. On the grantor side, these are your buyers. Okay, because these people are buying properties. They're borrowing private money, IRA money, to buy properties. So they know how to buy properties. They know how to. They have private lenders lined up. They're not like pure cash buyers, but they do know how to use private lenders. So 68 here, that's a lot. Yeah, contact and all of these are within within a year. So I mean, these results are pretty good. Okay. So John Grams, Colleen Bigler, let me see here, Charles Hain, Lou Rosenberg. Yeah, so you can track down all of these private lenders on whitepages.com and contact them. Okay. And a lot of these you see like repeated name, and so if you see repeated names, then chances are they are chances are they are um, good candidates for you to that means they're pretty active in the lending. Here's a company called Sterling Trust. They loan a lot of money to RIM Holdings. You can also contact them. Louis Sells. Yeah. So this Sterling Trust Company might be a hard money lender that happens to lend money out of their IRA accounts. So they might not be as flexible as a private lender. But yeah, tons and tons of them here. So there you go. We'll talk more about private lenders next week. You guys have any more questions? If not, then we are going to end our webinar for tonight. Let me see here. Richard said, when we find and get approval on our offers, do you take a look at the paperwork support for us for correctness, profit, since we're in this program? And you're getting 50% of the profits on the first 3 deals. Yes, Richard. You know, once you get the approval, you can send it to me and I'll review it for sure. Tim, FYI, the following website has audio from FHA to realtors in different areas in the U.S. Have to put in city and state to start, you know. Okay, let me check out the website. Larry said Sterling Trust is a subsidiary of Equity Trust. Oh, okay. So then we wouldn't be contacting them. Okay. Let me go to. We don't want FHA properties because FHA properties are HUD properties. Okay, and so you know we prefer to look for bank-owned properties. Let me see. Search. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, you guys have an awesome evening, and I'll talk to you guys on next Tuesday. Okay. I have some pretty exciting stuff for you guys to talk to you guys about next Tuesday too. So, all right. So thank you so much for being on this webinar, and talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Make sure you go do your homework, build those relationships with those agents, and make some offers. Okay. Make some offers before you come to the next class. At least one a week. I mean, at least one a day. And try to make it a goal to do 2 a day. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.